If you don't know who Hindz is, or you don't know all the details of his breakup, then I would like you to go to Fearlessly Kristen's YouTube channel and check out her video about the topic. She has receipts, screenshots. She gives all the information I think you need for the background of where I'll be coming from and moving to next. Then I want you to come back here so that I can give you some of my impressions, what inspired me about Kristen's video, and where I think we should move the conversation next. Hey, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Sharice. I help Black men and women heal from trauma and toxic relationships. The first time I heard about Hindz was probably when you heard about Hindz, when he went viral for his video on how he's gonna be celibate forever. And I don't do clickbait on my channel, but I understand how the algorithm works and how, people click on things that are outlandish and, interesting, and you're gonna be celibate forever. I get it, right? I was looking at some of his strategy at the time to see what I could do to apply to mine. One of the things that really stood out to me about his channel was his intense knowledge on photography. I think he comes from a music background, and so he just really understood lighting and angles and things that you do with cameras. And as a baby YouTuber, I'm still a very small YouTube channel, but as somebody who was just learning, it was helpful to see some of the ways he positioned himself and his angles. I will say, like Kristen said in her video, a lot of people were saying something just turned, something was off, or the vibe was off with Hindz. As a person who sees things, I guess I would say I could see that something was always off. And when I mean off, I mean not aligned. And there's so many different ways a person cannot be aligned, but the person who comes to mind mostly is Jay Shetty. That's why I put it in my thumbnail, because if you Google Jay Shetty, controversy, or all those things, you'll get some information on why people like me, if you could talk to me behind the camera, without anybody listening to us, there's some things I would say, I have said about Jay Shetty that, the whole article that came out about him, I think is just very in line with the energy I was feeling from him. Now, I didn't watch all of Hindz videos. I really wasn't an avid viewer. It was very much for strategy for me. And so I definitely was not a part of his private community like Kristen was. But that leads me to one of my biggest points. Are we not all human? Don't we all fall short of the glory of God? To be human is inherently to be contradictory. And since not a soul is perfect, maybe we could give each other grace. And so that's the perspective I took when consuming Hindz content. I don't know what's not aligned with him, but that's really none of my business. If he wants to share it on his channel, I think that would be great and helpful. I think he's already shared a lot of his journey on, his own spiritual evolution. I have a video on my channel with old pictures of, when I was very much insecure and in an abusive relationship, right? I think I'm quite frank with a lot of things. So I'm like, man, give people some grace. Nobody's perfect. And so that's the perspective. I thought, I think his content is the content of it, the quality of it. I think he's telling the truth. When we talk about like laws of the universe and stuff like that, is he applying them to his life? I don't know. That's the part where the line comes in, and it's none of my business. But I suppose that's the difference between me and people like Jay Shetty and maybe Hindz, if all of these things that, his ex-wife, I didn't even know he was married, is saying about him is true. I might lie to my sister or, be mean to her, and somebody else will scam an entire community. Those two things are not the same, right? Someone may have a personality disorder and affect harm on thousands of people, and maybe I argue with my boyfriend, right? Those two things are not the same. The level of severity is very different, and so I think we should treat it differently. If you dug up things from my past, you really wouldn't find anything that salacious. Like, you really wouldn't, because I've been on this journey a long time and I've worked really hard to be, in essence, the essence of me, be a better person. I think there are a lot of spiritual teachers, a lot of people in the spiritual YouTube space who are living double lives, who are not practicing the things that they are preaching. What I would say to you is really be careful of who you're following. I am a psychologist, but this is a spiritual channel, and most of my content is about God. It's about healing. It's about being a better person. It's about releasing the contradictions and embracing love more. I would say thank God that we are not the sum of the worst things that we've ever done. You are a sum of all the things you've done. But if some of the things you've done are quite heinous and harmful to people, then you have to deal with the consequences. There has to be retribution, forgiveness involved, just depending at the level of which you harmed people. I think there is a difference between transparency and oversharing. So I think I'm quite transparent on my channel, right? I'm in a relationship. I'm on this healing journey. I'm quite far in the healing journey. My life is beautiful. I'm happy most of the time. I'm at peace most of the time. But my life is not perfect. There are still goals that I'm striving for, I'm reaching for. But you'll also find videos on my channel of me crying, of me having difficult times, of me actually working through in real time whatever spiritual turmoil I'm going through. I think it's important for me to share. I don't have it all figured out because I know nobody has it all figured out, but there are a lot of lessons that I know I am able to teach because I've reached a level of peace in my life. I hope that you use discernment, and to do that, you really have to be connected with the God inside of you, with all of the people who are on these spiritual journeys that you're watching, whoever you're getting your advice from, because even the really big people who have millions of followers, all of them are not working with God in mind. Some of them are just wanting money, your money. And so I'm not selling any, program. I have a website where I'm selling, my poetry, and I'm working on a workbook to help people. But in general, the primary motivation for me and my channel is to help. Honestly, I'm doing this out of love. Even when I become a bigger YouTuber, I am very much going to be selective on the sponsorships that I use. You will never ever see me promote BetterHelp because I don't believe in it. You'll see me really working to create really helpful content. And I just turned on my memberships for the channel because I don't want to say I don't believe in it, but there are people who want to support in ways, and so I'm going to be open to the financial support that people want to give. But all in all, I'm one of those teachers who is going to tell you, if you meditate for 2 hours every day, you will never need to watch another YouTube video. And yes, we're on a journey and we're social beings and we're supposed to be in community with one another. Literally why I have a YouTube channel with all these videos on it, because we are supposed to help each other. We are supposed to let other people know, you don't have to do this by yourself. Oh my gosh, life is hard enough already. How about we build a community where we can support one another? And this is why I'm here on my channel. If you've gotten this far, thank you for watching. I hope you leave this video with a little bit more insight and awareness on the spiritual teachers that you are paying attention to, so that you can really be feeding your soul. That's really all I want. I would love for you to be so deeply connected to yourself that if somebody mentions a blind spot to you, if somebody gives you a word of encouragement, that you are able to receive it so that your soul can continue evolving. Let me know what you think in the comments about all the things. Please like this video, subscribe to my channels for more videos about spirituality, and thank you for watching.